Hello, I'm Barry Cassidy, and this is a recap of my council report for 5/13/08. We reported that SEPTA has reacted to the proposal by the CDC Transportation Task Force that was headed by Carlos Cirillos, and they're going to add another bus line to Phoenixville. This bus line will go directly from Pottstown to King of Prussia. The 99 will pretty much remain the same, and we'll head to Norristown. The bus line will go to the north side. The 99 will now go to the north side and pick up on the north side. With the elevation of the railroad bridge by Main Street, they were able to fit underneath there, and they will go on the north side and make some pickups, and then we'll come back. And then in the future, they will go over the High Bridge once the High Bridge is built. One other thing that we're doing is we are eliminating the bus stops at Bridge and Main because those bus stops are on such a tight angle, it's impossible to put shelters and benches in. And we're going to move the main bus stop up to Church and Main. And at Church and Main, we will put in bus shelters as well as benches and make it a general transportation hub up there versus the Bridge in Main. What was happening is the buses couldn't pull over, so they would stop. With the High Bridge closed, it was creating massive traffic jams, and if that happened in the morning and that bus made a cycle miss on the intersection of Bridge and Main going from north to south, the backup became even that much more intense. Site, I spoke to him this morning, and we talked about the potential for a baseball stadium on the steel site, and he was happy and said that they were in. So we're going to utilize their site as a potential to get the minor league baseball site. The county said that they were going to have a stadium authority, which would be a countywide authority. It seemed to me that this thing was destined for Westchester from the beginning, but we have a group that formed, and we're going to try to get it here in Phoenixville. Streetscape 2, we've been doing this for so long. We've been designing this. If you remember correctly, we had the great didn't pay the bill, lost the bill debate from the borough where I was delayed a year. Well, now I got delayed another 6 months because I didn't complete the design process, and there was a change in the regulations for handicap access on the streets. And you have to go back and check a certain percentage. I don't know, that's engineer stuff. But I think we meet some of it, but we had to show verticals on our plan, and we didn't have that. We didn't need any elevations because that wasn't what we were doing. So now we have to show that. So we're working on that, and it delayed. Now the streetscape won't start till January of '09. So this thing keeps getting pushed back. RCAP funding. I had put a $3.5 million request in for a parking garage through one of the politicians, and when he called to verify that the grant application or the grant request was going in under the RCAP program, that's the Redevelopment Capital Assistance Program. And if you saw the parking garage in Norristown opening this week, they used RCAP money. I mean, everybody uses RCAP money. We should be getting our share of RCAP money, but the borough in August under the previous administration said that they couldn't figure out where we were going to get the match for the RCAP money, so they said that they did not want the $3.5 million grant. The Housing Authority, we're still waiting for a reply. We asked HUD to certify that they are competent to exist. And we're scheduling 2 public CDBG public hearings. The first one is to put lights, the new lights on the unit block of Main and the unit block of Gay, as well as lights on the 200 block of Church. And the lights on the 200 block of Church will be black. The lights on Gay and Main will remain blue in accordance with the Arts and Entertainment Economic Development Strategy and the motif that we had picked earlier. And also we're going to put in for a housing tenant counselor, and that will be a person who will be an Elm Street manager also. And the tenant counselor basically will look to meet with the renters and try to turn them into homeowners so we can maintain the indigenous population. One of the things that we have to watch out for is as the town gets popular, that we don't get gentrified, that we don't lose the flavor of Phoenixville. Train project, we have our train report, cost $139 million. We're going to try to put the funding together for the second phase of the study, and that would be a demand analysis. The Citizens for the Train voted to go to Oaks. The Citizens for the Train also voted for me to raise $250,000 for the second phase of the study, which I intend to do. The Ferris wheel, yesterday Barbara Cohen and I went to Tilton Falls near Asbury Park concerning the Ferris wheel that was built by the Phoenix Steel Corporation or Phoenix Iron Works or whatever it was, we made a tentative agreement to buy it. I was able to raise $25,000, and we're going to purchase the Ferris wheel. We're going to bring the Ferris wheel back. What we're going to do is we're going to get the Ferris wheel, we're going to bring it back, we're going to refurbish it, sandblast it, and we're going to paint it blue. And then we're going to put it somewhere, and I'm not sure where we're going to put it yet, but you know, the important part is that we have secured the Ferris wheel. And finally, the continuation of the CDC. With the advent of the grants for housing and the fact that we are about to become an enterprise zone, we hope to continue to have the CDC operational with me as the director. I was offered a 5-year extension on my contract, which I accepted, and now they're attempting to put the money together to fund my contract. I'll be back next time there's a council meeting, and it's sometime around the end of May when we present again. Thanks a lot.